Hi, my name is Steve Martin, and I'm the founder and president of Agility Guides. And today we're going to continue our conversation about assessments more specifically. You've already made the decision to do an assessment, and you did the necessary homework and preparations before the assessment. And so in this video, what I'm going to talk about is what you might expect during the actual assessment in and of itself. Now, from prior videos, you know that I like to collect data using two different mechanisms, a survey and interviews. So we're going to talk about each one here. Now, step one, for the survey, I typically like to use tools that really assure the respondents that we're going to keep their responses anonymous, all right? And I'm looking for folks to give as honest responses as possible. And so to get that honesty, I really need to make sure that I use a tool that guarantees that anonymity. So that's really, really important here. Now, my surveys generally are around 20 questions long, on a scale of 1 to 7, how do you agree with a particular statement or question, such as, I've got confidence in our business plan. Oh, that's a good question. Our quarterly planning sessions are a valuable use of my time. And there's a couple, open-ended questions, with some text boxes, give me some comments or feelings about this, or this. Overall, less than 10 minutes to complete. Now, to make sure that we get a really accurate view from the survey, we really need a high response rate, usually 70% or 80%, or if I can even get a little higher. We just want to make sure that we've got a good deal of confidence in the statistical analysis that I'm going to perform after I collect the data. And so usually leave the survey open for a week and a couple little emails or encouragements from maybe your assessment sponsor from inside the company to encourage participation for that survey. Now, once that survey is done, I typically move on to part two. The other data collection of assessments are going to be some interviews. And you really want to make sure that you choose, some cross-functional folks, various folks at different levels, different departments. You're going to be talking with, just bits and pieces of folks, from all over the organization, people who know what that topic area is. It's usually around 12 to 20 folks. That's enough for me to hear different opinions, different backgrounds. But then I start to reach what's called data saturation, where I don't really hear anything new. So we want to make sure that we include enough people in their views, but we don't need everybody. So there's a little bit of, how should I say, technique in selecting who those people in the interviews are. Each interview is about 50 minutes, just under an hour, one-on-one, open-ended questions. And then here's the really key thing with those interviews. We're going to keep those answers confidential. Interview notes will never be shared. All right. Yeah. The interviews we're going to take that data and aggregate it up and paint a picture, but we're never going to share names. And I'm never going to share the specific notes with you. And so we just want to make sure that we have that confidentiality there. All right. So once all that data has been collected, it's time to do the data analysis, which I'm going to talk about in our final video.